on. Transfer window done and dusted for the Sunner. There'll be no more chatter as the season starts from here on out. And it's been an eventful day at Deepdale, hasn't it? It's been an eventful day. We started off with thinking, we heard the news, I think the LEP put out, the target was to get a striker and a midfielder. The midfielder obviously turned out to be Armstrong. The striker at 1 o'clock looked like it was going to be Tom Cannon making his return to Deepdale. Then it wasn't Cannon. It was Fofana from Chelsea. Then Cannon was back on. We even had the Moose from TalkSport declaring Tom Cannon. And here we are sat here preparing ourselves for a winter of Jebison and Smith up top. Nathan, how you feeling, my friend? I know you've had a tough day.
I can't smell wide enough. No. Frustration to say the least. I think, like you just said there, Dan, after seeing all the stuff on TalkSport, hearing Cannon's on his way to Deepdale and, the lad from Chelsea coming in and all the others, I was thinking, we're actually going to do something. We're going to get one of these at least. And then we're sat here now with none of them through the door. It's just frustrating and it's just not good enough. We've known about Reece leaving for a while, if you believe Rizdale, and you could see it from that final game. We needed a striker and the club hasn't done it, and it just adds to the frustration. So for me now, it's not looking good, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, so if we look at the signings that we have got, so we've been clearly, the budget hasn't been expanded. We've been given peanuts. I know some people disagree with this, but in the Championship, in the grand scheme of things, a budget of £2 million is just not good enough. It's not good enough. But I think with the £2 million, we can be more than happy with most of the business. Obviously, we needed the striker. So the business is loan, Armstrong, Dobbin, Jebison and Devine. 4 loan signings. The jury's still out on Jebison. But I think we've got to be happy with those loan signings. The free transfers, they've done a great job in getting Thierry Small. Paul Valentin looks like a really good player. Smith, Thompson, obviously, rumours he could even be out for the season. Vucevic, obviously, jury's still out on him. Free transfer. Offia was the person that we spent the money on, 1.5 million. One for the future, maybe he might ease himself into the team over the season. Walton, backup goalkeeper. So the only fees have been Offia, Walton and Smalls for a small fee, pardon the pun, for a 2 million. I think the worry with that is the 2 million aspect of it. Darren, we just can't we will compete because I think they've done well in bringing the players that we brought in, but we've just gone through that there, some positive moves, and you just feel like the striker is the thing that is missing. That was evident from Saturday.
Yeah, well, when you look at it, we all know what nothing's like, and we know that obviously we're not going to spend the cash because we're always season after season on a tight shoestring budget. But it's just disappointing because, like you said, we can't compete. When you look at the likes of Wrexham, they've got rich Hollywood backers and owners as well coming in spending what they spent. You look at the likes of Birmingham, rich owners that want to have the ambition for the club and they've got an actual future plan that said, right, in 3-4 seasons' time, we're going to be in the Premiership. And they're on for that. They're on track to do that. And they've got ambition and the fans are behind them because they think, our owners are backing us. They're putting this money into the club. We're going to do something. And you know what? I bet it's really, really exciting and fun to be a Wrexham fan or a Birmingham fan, knowing you're going to get these big players in and you're going to put a push on for the Premier League. And season after season, we've seen it time and time again, where we're just falling short on everything. We're promised this player, every transfer window, and we don't get it. And we go for the free transfers. It's becoming the North End way, and it's getting really stagnant. And fans are just going to get really, really annoyed with the club. And I don't know how long it's going to be before, fans are going to get even more annoyed than they are. And, something's got to give. Something's got to give, lads. It really has.
Well, that's something I want to touch on, Darren, because I think we've seen a lot on social media over the last 24 hours. There is, whilst there's people like us that are like trying to not push the club because they're not going to listen to us, but the only thing you can do as fans is push them to spend more money. But when you've got a lot of our fans, there'll be what people listening to this now. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their opinion of, what are this lot on about? We've just got to be happy. He bought the club for peanuts. My argument all summer is, why own a football club if you're not going to progress it. If you're just keeping it alive, eventually it'll go all tits up. And it's just frustrating because it's like £2 million, Critch. I know you're someone who always seems to be quite optimistic, and I know even you have become a little bit disgruntled with some of the comments that you've been seeing of, oh, we're just happy. Let's just be happy where we are.
Yeah, it is very frustrating seeing a lot of the fans that are just happy with mediocrity. They're just happy to be in the championship. It's like they've no ambition. It's like, I'd just like to see us progress a little, have a bit of a plan, or even just push for the playoffs. I don't expect us to make the playoffs, or even despite us being promised that we're going to be going for it. I don't think we'll be anywhere near it. There's just not enough goals in this team, is there? When you look at it,
Yeah, I think let's have it right. I think, to quote, I'll be honest, Trevor Emmons, we're going to have this big push on. That was 12 years ago. We can get solidified and we're going to have this big push on. I know it's Craig now, but I'm still waiting for that big push on. And let's be honest as well, when he took over, they keep resulting back to they put £12 million in, and yes, we're debt free, but just because you're debt free doesn't mean that's an achievement. Doesn't mean that that's a big thing. Other clubs have debts. Rovers have £150 million in
I think
debts,
it's
and
200, isn't it? Is it not
so
200?
they can
Yeah.
still sign players. So they keep banging on about, oh, we're debt free, and making out like we should all be bowing down to them. Like, I'm sorry, but I've had enough, and it's just not good enough. And then when he comes out saying things like we're going to be competing for the top six, it's just rubbing salt into wounds, isn't it? It's just not believable. Go on.
I do think, although we're being very negative, I do think that, right, if you look at from last season, the goalkeeping department, as much as it pains me to say, has improved. Everson is a step up from Woodman. So that's a tick. The defence, I don't look at Critchy's buzzing that I've said that. Hey, I seen that save with his feet on Saturday. Defence-wise, right, we have improved undoubtedly. Okay, we have. I don't think that's really debatable, I'd say. Defence.
Just sorry to intervene on that. So it was mentioned, Hecky mentioned himself, we had to sell Mawene to fund the signing of Thierry Small. So if we sit here now, we don't sign Thierry Small, who's, let's face it, one of the best players in every game, do you think we'd be as positive as we would? Let's be honest, like he said it himself, we had to sell to fund it, and it was a couple £100,000. Now that, to me, reading between the lines, means they weren't going to fund that transfer. Because otherwise, why are we selling Mawene? What rate? 700,000 or £1 million, whatever it were. Like, why are we doing that? And again, it goes back to Hemmings doesn't want to put his hand in his pocket. Why have you got a championship club then? Like Darren said, you've got all these clubs around you spending this money. You can't. He's a businessman, and that's what I was going to say. Fans sold the shares in the club. He put his taxes through the club. The training ground that didn't go through. There's many things that he's saved money. So he goes on about how much he puts in, goes on about this and that, but he's saved money. He has. Like, you can't dispute that as a businessman, which is what he is. He's a businessman. He has saved money. He is not intent on getting Preston North End into that Premier League. Because if he did, he'd be backing the club financially. There's no other excuse. Then he just doesn't want to back it financially.
What would you say, Nathan, to the people who are happy about the 12 million being put in every year? Because they're satisfied with that. There will be people listening who are like, what are these lot on about?
There's quite a few of them.
I know there is.
I would say
be more ambitious.
I'd say half of them are from the Derek Shaw days, who were from that narrative of Derek Shaw didn't have the money, and you had to accept that. And I stood there on town end, and you had to accept that. There was no reason or excuse as to why it couldn't happen. He was like, fair enough, I got the money. But when he's a billionaire, what's the reason?
Yeah,
there's no other reason, and that's the bottom line.
In the championship.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that, isn't it?
Just coming on the back of that, lads, as well. Sorry, just to interrupt there. Like Nathan said about obviously the owners being billionaires. They're obviously, I think they're the 8th richest owners in the championship. But we're at the bottom of the league coming to our spends as well. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And let's get it right. Just going back to what we were saying about Derek Shaw. So this season, what is on net spend? 1.5 to 2 million. Let's get it right. Derek Shaw got a lot of abuse for not putting money in. The year 2000, 25, a quarter of a century ago in December, Derek Shaw funded 1.5 million for David Healy to sign. There was other signings, and with inflation, how much different is that? So I remember when I was a kid, the complaints would be we're not getting backed. But when you look back, your likes of Healy, Creswell wasn't cheap, Eddie Lewis wasn't cheap, Ricardo Fuller wouldn't have been cheap. We signed these players. How much would those players that were brought in be worth now? But
exactly.
I think someone was saying, it might have been you, Nathan, like so a lot of people have just had the life sucked out of them with North End not spending over the last 25 years. They've just sort of given up.
I just think they just get used to a narrative. I just think they just buy along to this North End way of let's see what happens, let's wait and see. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'll believe it when I see it, because there's so many times in North End, and you can quote names over the years, where they've been rumoured to come in or this is going to happen, and it doesn't happen because of financial reasons, let's be honest, whether it's wages, a transfer, whatever. And then sooner or later, you'll find the older fans that have been, going on for a bit more, they have the opinion of, well, let's wait. They don't jump on the news as quick because the more seasoned to it, they just wait to see. They don't want to get the hopes up. And I wonder why, because that's not fun for you.
Yeah. So we've done the defence. The positives, the defence, and we've battered the club for 5 minutes. We'll go through the midfield, and then we'll go back to battering the club for not spending after that. So the midfield, I do think, again, so we've got goalkeepers, check, stronger. I'm trying to keep it positive a little bit before we go back negative. Defenders, better defence than last season, tick. Midfield, okay, so we brought in your likes of Armstrong, highly rated. Devine, we can all see, is an upgrade on Mads. From what we can see from the early games, okay? We brought in Dobbin. Dobbin and Devine looked good together the other week. So the midfield, especially small, do you class a win back as a midfielder? Stronger. Midfield is stronger. So this is why I think, if people are wondering why we're being so miserable, it's so frustrated when today, I think the fact that TalkSport have reported it, Nixon's reported it. Okay, there clearly was a chance that we could have signed Tom Cannon. And I think we've had that carrot dangled in front of us. And I firmly believe that the difference in not signing a Cannon could be the difference from us finishing 14th to, say, finishing 9th and having a playoff push. That is the difference. And a lot of people, I've been having these people in my replies saying, oh, Cannon, one-hit wonder. He scored 8 league goals in 4 months in a loan spell. He scored 9 or 10 league goals for Stoke at the start of last season. You add those, Cannon and Osmajic up top together is going to strike fear into defences. We've just gone through the midfield, the defence, the goalkeeper. And it's just so frustrating because you're thinking, like, if you're Craig Hemmings, you didn't have to spend that much. Yeah, exactly. I would have. I was saying to someone before, I'm a little bit bored of these away games. I've been going to these grounds. I've probably been to Hull 10 times, Derby 10 times. And I was saying it was to Warren, actually. And I said, if we get Cannon up top, and I'm thinking, do you know what? We've got a really good team this year. Cannon, Osmajic up front. I'll go to Derby for the 50th time in the last 25 years. Do you know what I mean? You'll do that. There would have been optimism. We would be on here now trying to get Nathan to be buzzing about the upcoming season. Instead, I can't even go against half of what he's saying. So it's just frustrating, isn't it? We were so close. It has been a positive window, considering that I know people won't like this, that Ridsdale and Heckingbottom have had peanuts to work with thrown down from the owners. Right, does anyone want to...
What would you rate out of 10?
Oh, Nathan, what would you rate the window out of 10?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Let me go to you first. Good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. I would go 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10 max. Yeah, I would. Because, just to go back, I didn't want to intervene, but we're all talking about Cannon. Why are we all obsessed on Cannon? Why are we all saying Cannon this, Cannon that? Because he's done it before. But
other strikers as well.
Exactly. There's other strikers. He's on rumoured 25 grand a week. You're not telling me there's no other striker we can go in for. Why are we putting all our eggs in one basket? Look, let's go back. We had Kone, whatever his name was, from Wigan. We missed out on him. That lad from Portsmouth. Like, I'm not being funny, but it's the whole picture. I'm not annoyed at not signing Tom Cannon. It's the full picture of putting in rubbish bids, put it that way, to try and make it look like we're doing something. And they're just not realistic. And look why he went for it. And, Portsmouth fans laughed at us. It's the bigger picture. It's not good enough. And then, we're going to be competing for top 6. Anybody could see from that game alone at the weekend, we need a striker. They've known that all season, and we've replaced him with Jefferson and Smith.
I'll be a bit honest. I've been one of those that's been like, I think I did this on a podcast with all you the other week where I was like, man, look, we've got 4 strikers, But watching that Saturday game, I was like, nah, it's going to be a long winter, like we said. If Osmajic gets this ban, the people that are probably in the comments giving us abuse right now are going to be... Say Osmajic gets banned for 10 games, and then it gets to November and December, where you've got game after game after game, and we've got Smith and Jebison up top. I mean, they'll probably be sat with their arms crossed, just happy to be alive and functioning. Shout out to Sean, who I know will be happy that we've got that comment in. But
is that not what Keane did last year all season anyway?
Yeah,
Keane was that type of striker, wasn't
he? So have the club, Darren, have the club. Maybe, I just want to throw this idea out there, and then I'm going to disappear. Have the club maybe they might have been told maybe Osmajic isn't getting banned. Because if Osmajic gets banned and we've not brought in a striker, it's criminal from North End.
Yeah.
But maybe they've just got an inkling that he's not going to be banned, and they've thought we can probably get away with this,
Yeah, maybe that there is that element there, like you talk about the club knowing something that obviously is not made public yet by the FA or the AFL. And fair enough, the club obviously respecting, the privacy at the time. But like you say, if it comes out in about maybe a month's time, week's time, however long it is, that Osmajic is going to get a ban. Like you say, it's rightly so, it is criminal from the club that we've known for this long that we haven't replaced Reece, a proven goal scorer in the Championship, and then no matter what fans say about him, he scored goals or something like that, but he did score goals in the Championship, and we've missed them goals. And now, if he's banned, we've got Smith and Jefferson up front. That game against Portsmouth, it was hard to watch, really hard to watch. And I'm usually the most positive Preston North End supporter. You'll ever meet on all the podcasts that I do. We always talk about, the brighter side of things. But these past 2-3 weeks have just done me in.
Look what me and Nathan have done to you, Darren.
I'm a different man in these past 3 weeks. I just can't see where we're going to go from this, because let's just say now that tomorrow is announced Osmajic is banned now. Are these fans that are just going to be, happy clapping, be like, oh, well, it's okay. Well, we've got Jefferson. He's going to score goals.
Yeah, they will, Darren. Yeah, they will. They'll have all them fans that defend the attitude of the club. And I've been criticised for it, like in the group, do you know what I mean? Like I've been negative.
Tell them the truth.
Yeah, and go and support this club if you don't like it. And I'm sorry, but they're the fans that are brainwashed. They're the fans that want to buy along to this narrative that Ridsdale and Hemmings doing the best for the club. And yes, Ridsdale is, but Hemmings isn't. I'm sorry. He looks at it as a business. He's a businessman. And it's as simple as that. If you've got an order that's got intent, you'd be funding it more. And like you say, if I have to be the person that says these things and gets labelled, then so be it. I don't really care.
Well, I'm glad it's not Ridsdale that's just getting the blame, because it's normally Ridsdale that gets it all. He gets the blame.
Exactly.
He's just more of a middleman. He's just getting told what they can and can't spend.
It's a smart screen, isn't he? He knows his job. He knows his role. But I think where it goes against him is when he's had the negative things that happened at Leeds and Plymouth and all them other clubs where, let's face it, probably don't know the full story. And people put 2 and 2 together. But I've said before, where I have a problem with Ridsdale is when he's signing these aging players and wasting money, but then money ain't got money. That's my problem with him, and that's where he's involved in that. But maybe he knows there's not money there, so he's got to, bolster the squad. I don't know. I'm defending him. But...
Yeah, maybe he's just sat thinking, look, I better sign Lindsay for another 2-3 years, because this lad up here, he's not going to chuck me any money down, is he?
Exactly.
I mean, we were just saying then what you're saying, Darren, about Reece. Sorry, Critch, I know it's not your favourite subject, but I know like people aren't his biggest fan, and that's not what the debate is. Whether you like Emil Reece or not, he's our all-time. He's our all-time top championship goal-scoring striker. Okay? So whether you like him or not, you take that out of a team, and I think to replace him with a 33-year-old on a free transfer, and I didn't realise this about Jefferson, but a guy who's made 39 appearances in the championship, scoring one goal.
It's terrible.
I think that is not good business.
It's not ambitious, is it? It's not a signing that you make as an owner, as a chairman, whatever, and you say, yeah, we're going to be competing. That's not a signing that you make when you're serious about. I tell you what, put it this way. Could you see a top 6, top 8, top 10 team signing him? No, you couldn't. It's not going to happen.
The frustrating thing is, though, we've done so well in the. I genuinely think it's our strongest squad, aside from the striker situation, in a long time. And if I would just think this morning, I was so excited when I thought we might be getting Cannon, because I thought, this is it. This could be the year we actually make a push here. Osmajic and Cannon up front, even this Fofana lad or whatever. And then to just have it. I wish the Moose on TalkSport would have just kept his mouth shut, because he really got me a bit excited
that's what it
today.
was. Yeah, when I saw TalkSport, I thought, right, it's happening. But it just proves the point. Like, everybody knows strikers, your attacking players are the most. They cost the most, don't they? Everybody knows that. They get paid the most because they win your games, blah, blah, blah. And it just proves the point that the owner don't want to spend the money. And we can have the same conversation every year.
If you look at it, 3 million. So this is just all reports, obviously. 3 million bid for Kone, 2.5 for Lang. Okay. So where has that money gone? I think it was the Bolton game. Was it after the first episode we did? And Heckingbottom did an interview where the money's gone. He said that quote.
Yeah.
And that's just been proved to have been right. The money had gone, because we've not. If someone would have said to everyone here and every North End fan listening, when we signed Jebison at the end of June, that's it now, we won't sign another striker, everyone would have been like, what? But
you just get the feeling like Jebison's a signing where it's on Eki. He's had him from Sheffield. He knows him. He said it himself in an interview. I don't know if people have seen it, but he's known him since then. And it's on him. He's had a bad season. Get in at North End, let's face it, a lower class club in that league. He's not going to get a move to a top championship side, is he? Get in there and score some goals. He's been at Watford, not done it. Get in at North End, unless he's looking at League One. It's on Eki, and it's not really worked out so far. Listen, I want him to hit the post, didn't he? And if he got that goal, get a bit of momentum, get going. But I just can't see it happening. It's just how he is on the ball and everything. And then you look at Smith, who's just a target man. He doesn't jump. He don't leave the floor. Do you know what I mean? He's 6'2". He don't leave the floor. He's just shocking. And the same for Jebison.
Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, isn't it? But hey, look, it's one of these we can dwell on transfers, and then we'll probably go and beat Middlesbrough. That's probably what will happen. But we're talking about in terms of planning, though. 12 months we've known that Reece was going, and apparently we've made a last-minute attempt to sign Lyndon Dykes, only to lose out to Hibernian for him. Critch, would you have been happy with the signing of Lyndon Dykes? As the only man on the podcast who isn't covered in tattoos. No,
not for me. It would have been a bit of desperation, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah. But anyway, let's have a look at some of the comments underneath the signing of Armstrong. We got Alan Atkinson. Who's he going to pass to? Wallace and Gromit. Lewis.
That's a good one, that. I remember that one.
Lewis Johnson. Can Armstrong play up front? And what else have we got here? CJ, where's the money? Peter knows Osmajic ban is incoming and we've got nothing up top. Mike Leslie, going all the way to the top, this lad on about Armstrong, can't wait to see how he gets on. James just announced Cannon now. Can you imagine now if we end recording a couple of minutes? North End signed Tom Cannon.
We live in hope. Like North End fans, we live in hope. That's what we always saying. So.
We live in hope. But yeah, is there anything else that anyone wants to touch on? We've done this transfer special quite late on in the day. Is there anything else we need to touch on? Are you shouting out?
Go on, Critch.
Your rating's out of 10 for transfer window.
I've said before 5 or 6.
Yeah, you said 5.
Yeah.
In terms of,
Darren?
am I rating it out of 10? Are we rating out of 10 for given what budget we had?
No, just what we brought in. Not ignore the budget. The quality. Just
about
what
2.
Do we think?
I think.
Come on, 2.
I'd say. Do you know what? I might have to go with Anthony. I think it's a 5. I think if we signed a striker, I think it would have been a 6, 7. But again, it's just I don't want to go back all over it again, lads. We've done it, haven't we? But just the lack of ambition from the club. The money spent. The way that we just put £12 million in every year, and that's good enough. When we look at other clubs, look at Stoke, for example. One of the richest clubs in the Championship, if that. They've got one of the richest owners, and then they put money into the club and they're doing well at the moment this season. They've spent well. They brought players in, good players in. And that's apparently the benchmark for where we're supposed to be, competing with Stoke, and it's just not good enough. It really isn't good enough.
It's when you look at our rival clubs. I mean, Portsmouth, they're set to announce the signing of Connor Chaplin. Great player at championship level. Derby signing Brereton Diaz yesterday. And we're trying to get Lyndon Dykes. It's like, do you know what I mean?
How can the happy clappers defend it all? I don't understand it. I think
obviously the club's up for sale, isn't it? I think that's been made, no question about it. So you've got to question, as a businessman, is he going to want to pump more money in than he has to? Probably not. So let's be honest, and that's probably what it comes down to. If you're Craig Hemming sat there now thinking, if I spend this amount of money that all the other clubs are doing, all fans want to do, blah blah blah, am I going to put that money in to potentially sell the club? And I know the argument is that if on the pitch is better, it attracts more, but you've then got the risk of putting money in and then running it as a loss when his selling point is that there's no debts. So he's been doing that and his dad, for 10, 12 years now. But the problem is, and to quote him, we're going to have this big push on, and like Rizdale said, we're going to be in top 6. Don't say these things. This is what creates a frustration as fans. I'd honestly take it if you're just going, do you know what? We're on a League One budget, we're overachieving. Let's just see how it goes. I know he has to sell season tickets, it's marketing, blah, 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 but don't say these things and get us hyped up and then not back it up. That's my problem. It's actions speak louder than words sometimes, and it's been the 12th year in a row for me. It's been enough.
He's seen enough. So my rating, I'm quite happy with the transfer window. I think it's gone really well. I'm serious. Apart from the striker, I tell you what, if Cannon would have signed today, I'd be giving this window a 9. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
We've improved 75% of the positions in the squad.
We've got a proper balance.
Pritch, you agree with me on this one? I know it was always going to be difficult. It was always going to be difficult to replace Emile Reese, which I'm glad you agree with me on now. And unfortunately, we failed at doing so.
Well, the one thing I'll say is the two we've brought in aren't better than Reese. They're not going to get 12 between them both for a full season
combined. So does that not tell you all that you need to know? Let's forget about every other signing. Let's forget about Armstrong. Let's forget about this. Let's have it right. Smith and Jefferson together, are they going to replace Emile Reese? No. I know fans are frustrated at him cupping his ear and everything else, but he had a bad injury. I said it on previous pod. He still scored a lot of goals. And do you know what? That's what he's paid to do. There's other players that were doing stuff off the field and on the field. I don't really care. He was scoring goals. And that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think he's going to be a big miss, and I think fans are going to be made to eat the words. I'm sorry, but
yeah, well,
yeah, I hope it's not true, but yeah.
Hey, I tell you what. I think this episode was always set up for a Nathan. I think in the last few months, it's like I know some of your opinions have been, and as soon as today, because we were doing this podcast tonight, when Cannon was coming in, I thought, hey, Nathan's going to be positive here. And when we didn't get the striker, I thought, yeah, it's fitting that Nathan is in that hot seat in the top left-hand corner of the screen. But anyway, have we got anything else to add on the transfers? No? Or have we got anything?
No.
I think the only thing is, we could always end up bringing a striker in on a free, couldn't we? You can still get players that are out of contract.
No, let's not go down that road.
What's Connor Wickham up to?
I saw Wagmore sat on bench on Sky Sports.
Get him back. I can say.
John Parkins free. Get him back.
Oh God! Oh dear.
Well, I'm trying to find something positive.
Hey,
I'm trying to find something positive.
I think if we're doing a summary on it all, for the money that they've had to work with, we've brought in some good players. We've done well. Okay. We've not brought in a striker. I think the whole that we can come off from this is, for people who are listening, the club is not going to progress. On the pitch, it's only going to stay the same whilst we still have the same owners. So I think for the betterment of the club progressing, we need someone. If anyone's listening out there, just buy the club. It's a great club, lovely set of fans, great stadium, great history.
No
Decent
debt.
podcast. We do
No
like to
debts.
whinge a bit. Nice little YouTube
No
podcast.
debts.
No debt.
No debts.
No debt. There you go. Debt free.
Deepdale said himself, I put a link in the group before, he said himself, like, we have a few questions. How much you offering? How much can you put in? What are your intentions? And when it gets to like the third question, they all fall out. But whether that's true or not, we don't know. But
Mr. Beast. We're going to get Mr. Beast.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing about this.
that's another conversation.
We're
Isn't
putting
it?
it.
Let's not go down that road. Yeah,
Viral TikTokers are not something I want to be talking about at 10 past 10 on a Monday night. Right. Let's wrap up with the new feature we said we were going to do. A little bit positive. Let's give a positive. We're going to do this every month. Player of the month for August. We'll start with...
only one player.
Right, we'll start with Critch then. Go on.
Small. Easy. Small. I should have a doubt.
Small? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Been good every game. There's Small and Addison have been the best two for me, but it's got to be Small.
I'm going to go next because I think I'll be the only person to vote for this person, so it'll give Nathan and Darren the deciding one. I'm going to go with someone who has taken a lot of grief, but I think in the league games this season, I think Ben Whiteman to come back from I think he's done really well. He was great against Leicester, great against Ipswich. He was one of the better players on Saturday. So yeah, I'm going to go with Ben Whiteman. He started, it could have been very different when he scored that own goal at QPR, and I was thinking, oh God, here we go. The people on Twitter were out. But I think he's done really well. So my vote for August is Ben Whiteman. Critchy went for Thierry Small. We'll go to Darren. We'll let Nathan have the deciding vote.
So, yes, I'm going to also go with Thierry Small. I think he's been brilliant since he's come to Deepdale, especially obviously coming in on a free as well. Brilliant bit of transfer business, something that we can be positive about. But saying that as well, I do want to also give a mention to Paul Valentine as well. Because I think how another free transfer. Obviously, we got after that Sheffield Wednesday, deal embargo that they're going under and whatever there's happening with Sheffield Wednesday, and to come in on a free and play like he's playing, keeping people like other people out the team, other starters that we've had last season out the team. It just shows how much quality he's got, and he's always put a shift in every time he's gone out onto the pitch. Terry Small, but a close second is Paul for me.
Yeah. I mean, Valentin, he's keeping, I know like Offia is right-sided centre-back. He can play right wing-back as well, and he's come on and filled in that position, so Paul has been really good. So Nathan, we've got 2 for Small, 1 for Whiteman.
Well, Nathan.
Who are you going with?
Yeah, Small for me.
Yeah.
Small?
Yes.
Top dog is, I love him. I think he's class. I just love how, I've said how, previously how he gets the crowd going. He just looks up for it, doesn't he? And when it don't come off a cross, he takes it personally. I think it's class. But I was going to say, funny enough, what Darren said as well. Paul, I watched the Portsmouth game with my dad, and I said to him as well, I was critical of the free signings, but do you know what? I'll admit he is decent. Do you know what I mean? It was a good signing. I think he's done very well. No one had really heard of him.
Playing very well. We'll see long term.
Yeah, of course. But I think on a free signing, face value, whatever, he is doing very well. And like Darren said, he's kept other players outside. And striking position aside, you've got players coming back like Brad Potts and other players as well. You've got to think where they're going to fit into it. Because the way Paul's playing, start of the season, I'd have start Potts. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good position to be in. But yeah, Thierry Small for me, definitely.
So Thierry Small is the first ever PNE Flagship Player of the Month. I just opened up Facebook and I've got this reply. I thought this, I will read it out. I won't say the name. I don't get this not replacing Reece. We've brought in Jebison and Smith. That's 2 for 1 in my mathematics. We've not needed strikers. We've needed players to create chances for our strikers. Dobbin, Armstrong, Divine Small. Look to me. That's exactly what they will do. Great window, good blend in youth. But I'm sure out there we're expecting more as always.
The Potts are happy clappers, so let them
clap.
Sorry, Graham. Sorry,
yeah.
Sean, he's put, we were a good striker away from this being a quality window and we always fall short. I don't care who we brought in, we've not replaced the most crucial player to walk out of the door. And
Sean from the group, Thompson.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah. He's always spot on, and I'm not saying it because he says the same opinion as me. It is true, isn't it? I think it's one thing going along with it. It's the easy thing to do, but standing up and saying what you actually think it's hard, isn't it? Especially as a North End fan, because there's so many happy clappers about that want to buy into the narrative. So yeah, I agree with him 100%.
We do have some positive news though. Keith has let us know that Shay Reid might start banging the goals in the reserve games and get a chance. So hey,
Why not?
Why
not?
not? Why
He
not?
look good, to be fair. He has a lot of potential, doesn't he?
Have you seen a lot of him, Critch?
I've just seen some
Yeah, I know,
highlights
I'm
of his
joking.
goals at
I
youth
know,
level.
I
He looked
know.
good. He looks good.
Yeah, Nathan, we didn't touch on this, so you weren't you didn't well on the Portsmouth podcast. What was your view of the game? Because me, Darren, and Critch, we were quite down on the performance, but then I'd say we were in the minority because I think a lot of North End fans thought the performance was quite good second half, whereas we thought Portsmouth allowed us. I don't want to speak for Critch and Darren. We was like Portsmouth sort of allowed us the ball. Were you? I don't know. Were you optimistic with that second? I'm asking myself. I'm thinking, was he optimistic about the second half? But you might surprise me.
Kind of. I think I thought to myself, I watched it with my dad. It was the food festival where I live, and we watched it together. And he goes on town and every game, and it was optimistic because I thought to myself, it can't be worse than that first half. But it just screamed out, "We need a striker."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was no different from the first half to me. You were just waiting for that change. I think he should have brought on subs sooner than he did. My dad said that before I said it. He should have changed it. That's the obvious thing to say. But I think as well, the midfield, I think Thor had a poor game, as it paws me to say. Hopefully the new addition today will change that. Because he's defensive mid apparently. But yeah, I just think it cries out that we need a new striker, and that's what I'm saying. I've sat here not all season, but all window thinking, we're going to get a striker and it's going to be different, and that's why I'm so frustrated as I sit here now, because I tell you what, a new striker on that game would have been a difference. 100%. We got to that final third and there was no one there, was there?
The difference is, if we played that Portsmouth game and then we had an Archer or a Cannon, they get you a goal from absolutely nothing. They just get half a chance, half a sniff, and they're getting a goal. That's all we needed.
Someone said this in a group chat. We need a poacher.
We're unbeaten. But now we're disappointed that we've lost.
And do you know what the worst thing is? We've now got a new David Nugent, because it seems like, the rumour every transfer window, Nugent's coming back. Yeah, that's gonna be Tom Cannon now, isn't it? I was looking, he's only 22. We've got another 10 years of this on deadline day. I think next year the reporters will just get told to jog on. But I think we've touched on everything. But yeah, I don't know. Do we need to do an episode before the Middlesbrough game? I'm not sure if we do. Maybe if some news breaks, we will. But I can just see it being another episode of us probably annoying people. So we'll, if any news breaks, we'll do an episode. But if not, we'll be back after the Middlesbrough game. Darren, are you doing an episode? I'm assuming you're not doing one at this time, but over the week, I'm sure you're doing one.
I'm going to have a cooling off period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. We're getting a lot of positive feedback, so we do appreciate it. That might change after this episode, but we'll see. We'll see. Constructive criticism, we welcome it. Any feedback is welcomed. And yeah, we will we'll speak to you after the Middlesbrough game. Look, what will happen is, this is what will happen. We'll go and beat Middlesbrough, and we'll forget about this until Osmajic gets banned and we're stuck with no strikers. So we'll stick a pin in it, because we always beat Middlesbrough at Deepdale, although we're without Emil Rees, who does usually score the winning goal in those games. But yeah, hey, we've got Jebbo. In Jebbo and Smudger, we trust.
Oh, what about Brown? He's joined Middlesbrough, hasn't he?
We'll speak to you all next week, everyone.
He's going to score, I'm telling you now.
Sir Alan Brown. But yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining. Critch, go on, we'll let you wrap us up. We'll let you put a ball on the
Again.
I've got a couple, actually.
Go on then.
Mate of mine just opened a bar where I live. It's called Goats in Nantwich. If you're local, Stoke area, I don't know. It's got about 20 flat screen telly. Watch what football you want. I watched the Fulham game, Crew game. There's another game all at the same time. Great players, get yourself down. And then Terry's Cult, which is a clothing brand that's reached out. I think they're going to send some stuff over, so I said I'll give them a little shout out. They've got nice stuff as well, so I think we're going to set something up for the pod as well. So yeah, go and check them out as well.
There you go. Terrace Cult. And what was the name of the bar in Nantwich?
Goat, GOAT, but it's run by a lad. Yeah, he's got a YouTube called Only Scrans, and he goes on like football games and reviews, this and that. So yeah, check it out. Have a go. It's my mate Jono that runs it. So yeah, have a look.
There you go. Jono, Only Scrans, the Goat, Terrace Cult. Critch, you got anything you want to advertise?
No, not really. Well, I am starting work at a new place tomorrow called Pulse and Power. Please like and share on Facebook, Instagram, Pulse and Power.
Well, this will really cheer up the people who always complain about the excessive adverts on the Spotify feed. So
I'm not being paid for it. He just asked me when I saw him at weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, yeah, I'm not being paid.
And yeah, so the Real North Ender, Darren's podcast, Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Cute.
Make sure you check Darren's podcast out. And yeah, we will speak to you all. We'll be in a better mood after we've beaten Middlesbrough. Hit the subscribe button. I'm meant to say that.
Are we not doing a prediction? Are we not going to do a prediction before we go?
I'm hoping you weren't going to say that.
Well reminded. Go on, Critch. You can set us off. Preston versus Middlesbrough. What did you bring it up for then?
It just came to mind.
So before, when I was asking everyone, come on, I like a show order here, a show running. Ideas, please.
I didn't think.
Yeah, I didn't come. Go on, score prediction.
I'm going to say 1-0 Preston. 1-0.
1-0. Darren.
Middlesbrough seem to be Preston's bogey team, so I think we'll beat them at home. I'm going to go 2-1, but Alan Brown to come on and score against Preston.
Ooh.
At last minute to make it interesting. Yeah.
Nathan.
1-1 for me.
1-1.
I think Millie might play. If he don't get a goal, we'll struggle. Same as it'll be all season. 1-1.
I'll go 2-1 North End, and I predict Alan Brown to play average to decent like he did for most of his career at North End. Hopefully that doesn't annoy anyone, but hey, we're all entitled to our opinions. If anyone's got this far, they must like us anyway. So, yeah, anyway, let's get to bed, everyone. Come on, it's late. It's 10:30 on a Monday evening. This is the commitment to the podcast. I hope you all appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Only Scrans, Terrace Cult, Critch's new venture on Facebook, Darren's podcast. See you later, everyone.